and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj-Alter and I hope you're all set for the big IPL final this Sunday evening. That's right, between Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings at the Narendra Modi Stadium. One team will be looking for trophy number 5 to equal the record of most titles with Mumbai Indians. The other will be gunning for their second back-to-back title. A feat which has been achieved only twice before. So it doesn't get bigger than this. After 73 matches, over 58 days, 12 venues, we now have two of the best teams in this IPL 2023 who will fight it out in the summit clash to hold the IPL trophy. It is the mentor versus protege clash. It's two teams that are very similar in their cricketing philosophies. So, who will absorb the pressure better? Who will handle the crucial moments in the match better? Will CSK be able to stop Shubman Gill? Can Ruturaj Gaikwad and Devon Conway put up a big partnership yet again to help CSK post a big total? I will put all these questions to Vedam Jaishankar, who joins me here. Jamie Alter will also be on the show. We'll also be joined by Rohit Bhardwaj from outside the Narendra Modi Stadium. In fact, he is there. And did you see that? Did you all see that? Because I saw that. So let's go. Let me first welcome our guests here, but also let me go straight to Rohit, because it seems like rain might be a problem yet again, and it's raining there. I can see thunder and lightning.
There is thunder, lightning. Yeah, qualifier too. There was no prediction, but today the game. The prediction was for a thunderstorm and a lightning, and it is really dark up here. And this is not a passing shower. This is going to stay here. And but obviously the match will still happen, because the cutoff time for a 5-over game is 11:56 p.m. You can see the lightning striking and people running. The fans behind me running inside to take cover. So the excitement is at its peak. But definitely we will see lightning and thunder also on the pitch. We would like to see that happen at the pitch as well. So it is going to be a very exciting game, and everyone is waiting for with bated breath the likes of Dhoni fans and Hardik Pandya fans, how this match pans out.
So no, I have got to ask you this, and let me, clarify this for us. This is not going to go on for a while. You said this is not a passing shower. It is very dark there.
Yes,
so,
yes, right.
So what are we expecting? Yeah.
The cutoff time of the match, for the match to happen for 5-over game, is 11:56 p.m., which was also there for the qualifier too. So which means that they will somehow or the other, even if it is a 15-over game or a 10-over game, the game is to happen. The covers are already on. As we speak, the closing ceremony has already started, with Nuclear and King already starting with their performances. But God knows how things will happen. The nature has come into the picture in the match, and I hope that it doesn't put in its fury here, and let people enjoy, the fans enjoy the game.
Yeah, I just hope that we get enough number of overs. I mean, we don't want a final of an IPL after almost 2 months, 73 matches to be decided in 5 overs. But Vedam's here with us. Oh my gosh, and it's gotten even darker. Vedam, did you see that? We saw this even in, the last match that they played, Gujarat. But this looks dark. I don't know, monsoons yet to come, but what this means is that the match might be delayed. It's still 6:38, so toss might be delayed, match might be delayed, and we'll obviously know and we'll update you as and when. To all the viewers who are watching, we'll update you with all the latest from Ahmedabad, from the Narendra Modi Stadium. But let's also just then quickly talk about what, if we are to get a full match, what we can expect from this. Vedam, two teams that are very similar in their philosophy, as I said right at the beginning of the show. There's a mentor and a protege between Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Hardik Pandya. Now, Dhoni controlled the match the last time they played qualifier ones, but that was in Chennai. This is a different ball game, and this is advantage GT today, isn't it?
Yeah, Meha, absolutely what you said so far is true. But this last game of RCB also, it was raining at that time, and afternoon thunder showers, evening thunder showers, and it was pitch dark. And we were doing a back of the envelope calculation, and we found that there's close to 200 crores of rupees riding on the match. So you
Yes.
can imagine that's the kind of money that's riding on this match. So if you are so close to the monsoon and if you have not taken sufficient precautions, there's some you can't, the rains are outside your gamut. If it
Yeah.
rains, it rains. But after it rains, you can certainly get the ground ready in lightning quick time if you have the right equipment for it. Unfortunately, I think only KSA and now Dharamshala have that sub-air systems. The rest don't. So you're going to be wasting a lot of time removing those covers, using the super soppers, etc., which means you're using yesterday's technology to battle it. So that it would be a great shame. I think when they spend so much of money on this stadium, I think another 4 to 5 crores, 4 to 5 crores shouldn't matter at all. They should do that.
No,
But
so that's
yeah, I mean,
yeah. Sorry, I've just got to cut you here, and I'll come back to you because I think it's raining heavily now in Ahmedabad. Because Rohit, I'm just told by my producer.
Yeah, it is raining heavily here, and unfortunately, I will
Can
also have
someone
to
give
take
you an
cover
umbrella?
now.
Can you get an umbrella from somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, it's also windy as I
and
could see your tripod
lot of
falling
wind
off.
is blowing here. Lot of wind is blowing over here. But I can just add to what Vedam was saying that they had brilliant super stoppers during the qualifier too, and which actually dried the ground within an hour or so. So the GCA does have a good drainage system and a very good system to manage such wet conditions. So I am hopeful that they somehow or the other pull this match off, pull the final off.
Yeah, it's been strange, right? The weather itself. I mean, we saw that even in qualifier two. But today rain was predicted. But the timing of it, cricket's all about timing, Vedam. And the timing of this couldn't have been worse. To think that the toss is about to happen. I mean, at 6:41, so obviously toss will be delayed. And I'm hoping the match won't be delayed, as Rohit was just informing us that they have very good drainage system there. And it's a swanky stadium, really, this Narendra Modi Stadium. Of course, the tickets were all sold out, so you can expect crowds up to 1 lakh who would be there for this match tonight. Hopefully, we'll get a match because you rightly mentioned there's a lot of money riding on this one, and it's the final. Though there is a reserve day for all of you who are watching, there is a reserve day, but I just don't see it coming to that. I think this is an hour of rain at the max, if at all, because it looked really dark. But after that, we'll get a game. Okay, should we let Rohit go? Okay, Rohit has already left, and rightfully so, because it was also windy and I think his tripod was flying everywhere. But okay, Vedam, let's just get back to the match in case we are to see this game, and we will hopefully see this game. Like I was saying, two similar philosophies were also two teams who've excelled in different conditions. How do you see it playing out tonight?
Yeah, I like the way you use the word timing. And we all know that if the timing is right, the southwest monsoon hits the Kerala coast sometime during the last week of May. So I think Ahmedabad is a little further to the west. I'm sorry, further to the north. So it shouldn't be so much of an issue. But maybe the monsoon is not living up to its usual discipline and coming a little early, if I may say so. Yeah, but having said that, I think it would be a shame if this match is rained out. And as you rightly pointed out, there is a reserve day. And we look forward to a complete match, not a truncated one of 5 overs or 6 overs, but a complete match. Because what we have seen in this IPL is outstanding cricket, really outstanding cricket. And really, what could be a better finale than a complete 20 over event between two of the finest teams, and they've got there through some excellent cricket, whether it's individual performances or it is as a team or even captaincy for that matter. So I think it would be a shame if it's a truncated game, and I sincerely hope it will be a full game. And Gujarat, I've been holding right to the beginning, is the team to beat, and I still hold it. Yeah, irrespective of the pressures of a final, the pressures of the final are always peculiar. It turns, hard men into jelly, their legs into jelly. The pressures of the final could happen. But having said that, I think Gujarat have handled themselves very, very well so far. And they got a lot of experienced cricketers in their ranks. And of course, a lot of good youngsters. And I think they're still the team to beat. They have the batting, they have the bowling, they have the spin department. And of course, they have some really good power hitters. I didn't specifically mention Gill. I don't need to really. But you know the guy who's there. And of course, CSK, I mean, they have been around for quite a long time. They've got a lot of these veterans, and they know exactly how to turn on and switch off at the right time. And that's the worry, because some of them, like Jadeja, has really not come to the party. Maybe this is the occasion for him. He's a Gujarat boy, and maybe this is the right occasion for him to turn on his magic, because all of us know that he's capable, and he's very capable both with bat and ball. Yeah. And T20, one or two performances can take the match right away. So I think all in all, the setup is good. The teams are pretty well matched, but I only hope the weather stays good.
I think if Shubman Gill does not get going, if they stop him, then it's game on. Then it could be anybody, because then these teams become pretty similar in the way their middle order has been playing. But of course, the openers for CSK have been batting beautifully. So Shubman Gill versus Ruturaj Gaikwad and Devon Conway. But I'm going to just stop this conversation, or at least figure out what's going on in Ahmedabad. And I'm told that Rohit joins us again. I hope you've taken cover, first of all, Rohit. There you are.
So I am inside near the parking lot. Somehow I could find a place to stand. So it was getting really bad with the lightning strikes again and again. So I had no other option but to take cover. So.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing. But Rohit, you know what I'm wondering now, what this does is, and this happened in the last game as well, that this confuses the captains, right? Because what we've seen is toss playing a major role. We've talked about how the importance of putting up a total in a knockout match is, how scoreboard pressure is real, especially if the team batting first ends up scoring 200 plus. So this will be interesting how the captains will approach this now, because it's raining, the pitch is under the covers. How do you see that playing out with these two captains? Because will they look at weather? Will they take weather into consideration? Will they take the moisture in the wicket into consideration? Or would they just say, look, it's a knockout game. We know what Shubman Gill did to Mumbai Indians. Whoever wins the toss just bats first.
I think I will agree with the last part of whatever you said. They are going to bat first. This pitch is not going to change much. In the last match also, we saw that 233, more than 200 runs being scored on this pitch, and Shubman Gill taking all the bowlers to the cleaners. So that's not going to change much over here unless this rain prolongs for more than an hour or so. But you never know. If that happens, then maybe the captains might see some sort of a reason behind taking a call on batting second. But I don't think that is going to happen much here. This is a batting friendly pitch, and we have already seen what this pitch can do, what kind of totals it can produce. So maybe the initial 3-4 overs, there might be some kind of a movement on the pitch, but not much change in terms of the moisture or in terms of the rain making anything look differently.
I think you're bringing the rain, Rohit. You did this the last time. The moment you go there, stand in front of the stadium to get us the updates is when it starts raining. It happened last time, exactly at this time, and it's happening today as well. Jamie Alter joins us here as well. Jamie, so the bad news is that it's raining there. Thunder, lightning, it's only gotten heavier. The good news is that if we could see a full game in Bangalore in the way that it was raining, and they have a very good drainage system, good, in that way, very good in monsoon season or when it's raining. They have the super soppers and they've got all the arrangements needed. But having said that, what worries me is now what the captains are going to do at the toss. Because that'll be now there'll be hazard discussions going on between players, between what Mohammad Shami can do. Will the ball swing? There are so many discussions that'll be going on. What do you think they'll look to do?
Why complicated? You're absolutely right, Maya, in saying that there's so many think tanks. I think we had this discussion last time when he was looking for cover before the last match as well. Um, the difference is that the rain apparently is slightly heavier. I mean, the fact that I think Rohit has to go underground to report speaks volumes, and it's also much closer to the scheduled toss than the last time, right? I'm just gonna wager, like Rohit said, that it's not gonna have that much of an impact. Hopefully, just a passing shower, and I don't think it's gonna impact the toss that much. I hope the teams, whoever wins, makes a sensible call and decides to bat, because I mean, if it rains for 15, 20 minutes and then your plans go helter skelter, maybe you don't have the best plans in place as it is, right? Yes, I get it when you say that, maybe Shami will find more swing and seam. Did he find anything in the last match after a 15, 17-minute drizzle? Nahi, nahi, nahi. Win the toss, bat. I'm with Rohit on this. I'm with anyone who says win the toss and bat, because it's a no-brainer. Yeah, it's going to be this almost the same track. Rohit already said it. It's not Chennai. You're not gonna get some raging Turner. It's a batting-friendly track. It's Shubman Gill's home ground. Batting, Lilu.
So for all of you who are wondering, who are watching us, who are wondering what is Rohit Bhardwaj, our reporter in Ahmedabad, doing in a parking lot? Well, he is in the parking lot of the Narendra Modi Stadium because it's raining there at the moment. When we spoke to him last, when he was outside, there was lightning and thunder, and the tripod fell away. So it's windy, it's been raining, and that's the latest from Ahmedabad. Now, how long will this go on is anyone's guess. But for the moment, it looks like it is going to continue for at least a while. Okay, let's also put this poll up for all of you who are watching. Who do you think will win tonight? If we do get a full match, who do you think will win tonight? Does Gujarat Titans, do they have an advantage? Because they're playing at home, they know the conditions, and because Shubman Gill is unstoppable? Or will we see Mahendra Singh Dhoni's magic on the field yet again? His captaincy, can that change things around for Chennai Super Kings? Both these teams are very similar in the way they play. They've got similar strengths and weaknesses, actually, and both these teams have been the best teams in this tournament and have made it to the final rightfully. Okay, so now that I've put that out, it's Gujarat Titans versus Chennai Super Kings in the big final. And let's continue with that conversation. I've got to put this question to all three guys on the show, and that is, how will Chennai Super Kings stop Shubman Gill? Because I think their team meeting they would have spent considerable amount of time trying to figure out how to stop Shubman Gill. Vedam, this is going to be key for them. If Shubman Gill gets to 50, it'll be difficult to stop him. His 50 in the last match, the 129, 50 came off 32 and then smashed the second 50 off 17 balls, and there was absolute mayhem in that time. So how will they stop him?
Last time when they played also, if you notice, right from the first ball, Dhoni had a deep mid wicket for him, and he kept the deep wicket right through, irrespective of who was bowling, because Shubman Gill has that short arm pull, and if it goes up in the air, either it goes for a six or it lands up as a catch. But otherwise, one of the good strategies to do against Shubman Gill is to give him a single and ensure he stays with the non-striker's head, because he is batting like a dream. There's no doubt about it. This really has been a great season for him, and he's really batting like a dream. Give him a single, keep him at the non-striker's end. Having said that, I really would like to see how much of sweat is left behind once they lift the covers, because I don't know how long it's been covered, the pitches, and if at all if there's going to be a lot of sweating, then it's going to be a different ball game. It's not going to be a flat track, and there'll definitely be some sort of seam assistant. And it doesn't matter who is bowling. If a good seamer is there, and they're all good seamers really, and he can pitch up the ball, then I think it will challenge most opening batsmen in the world. And I would wait for that. If it is a dry track, yes, it'll be a batting paradise. But if the so much of covers has left a lot of sweating, then yes, there would be some sort of moisture, and that really is not good for hard hitting and batting.
So are you saying that the team winning the toss? Are you
to...
saying the team winning the toss should chase?
I would say that you have to wait for the covers to come off and see the amount of moisture there is on the pitch. If there is a lot of moisture, then yes, you have to chase. You will not bat first. If you bat first with a lot of moisture on the pitch, then you're going to end up with a very, very poor score, and it will be very easy for the team batting second. So I would say that, I don't know, I like sitting here, I don't know how long the pitch has been covered. So, and I don't know how long it's been raining even before the match. So the subsoil, how much water it has taken also, I have no clue. But if you take all that into consideration and a certain amount of sweating on the pitch, then I would say that if there is sweating, yes, you have to chase rather than bat first.
Okay, now for all of you who are wondering, what's the next thing that can happen in case it's washed out, it's rained out? Well, first of all, the cutoff time is 11:56 p.m., so they have enough time. Second of all, 5-over-a-side match is possible, and they only go into the reserve day if you don't have that. If you're not able to play even 5 overs a side match, then you go into the reserve day. Also, if we can start the game by 9:46, I think, 9:40. If the play starts before 9:40 p.m., then there'll be no overs lost. So hopefully we'll see a full game, because it's a final. Come on. It is what they've all been fighting for. It's what we've been watching this whole tournament for. Who wins the final? How do they perform? Jamie, let me then continue that conversation about Shubman Gill and the evolution of this batter. This IPL undoubtedly has belonged to Shubman Gill, and it has changed, what can I say, it has changed cricket in the way people are now seeing T20 being played, because what Shubman Gill has shown is that you can play textbook cricket, but if you show the right intent, if you show the right intent to hit sixes, you can score 100 with a strike rate of over 200. So what this also shows is that you can minimize the risk, but you can still have the game to strike at 200.
Absolutely. Before I answer the question, when you were reading off all those scenarios, I was getting heartburn thinking, kitna late baithna padega is match ke liye. So let's hope that doesn't happen. If that's the route we're taking, I'm all for a washer, and let's use the reserve day, because we don't want to be up at 1 o'clock working on this match. At least I don't. But look, jokes aside, let's get back to Shubman Gill. I think we've discussed there's very little left that we sitting so far away can comment about Shubman Gill, because 33 sixes. Okay, Faf du Plessis has, I think, 36 or 38. He's the leading six hitter. Shubman Gill has got 33, and then Shivam Dube has 33. So the second most sixes are tied between two players who are playing in today's match. I would say Dube's got the slightly difficult job because he bats in 4, sometimes 5. So when you're talking 33 sixes as compared to a guy who gets more overs to bat and who's batting like $1 million, hats off to Dube as well. But I was going through his numbers, and he got 483 runs was his best return last year for the same team. But the sixes were so few; they were almost like non-existent. This was a batsman who was scoring 4s, right? And even the sixes, the 33 sixes, Shubman Gill did not start this edition of the IPL like a 6-hitting beast. There were some sixes, but it was not enough to suggest that he's going to end up with 33. This has all come pretty much since that 94 not out, when they absolutely smashed that, in that match. That's where he realized, hey, maybe this is just my reading. Maybe if I had gotten a couple more sixes, I would have got to the 100, because I don't think Shubman Gill wanted to finish 94 not out, because until that time, he'd not got 100. So along this fascinating journey that we're watching of self-discovery, of self-awareness, of watching Virat Kohli, of watching Rohit Sharma, and let's accept it, all three are going to have a major role to play for India in this year's One Day World Cup, right? But it's that close proximity with a great like Virat Kohli
Yeah.
and a guy who's got several one-day double-hundreds. Watching them, realizing, and I'm sure he spent a lot of time. Whoever his sounding board is, whoever his coach is, whatever it is, family, whoever Shubman Gill goes to in the good and the bad times, I'm sure, Meha, they've had discussions. How can I improve my game? And he said, you know what? I'm going to hit more sixes. And like that shot I was
Yeah.
telling you about, it's a shot that I have not seen since Sanat Jayasuriya. I could be wrong because there's a lot of matches that I don't watch around the globe.
Yeah.
But that shot, which is like, it's not a pull, it's not a sweep, it's like a thappad, as we say in Hindi, right? It's like a dismissive shot, and that shot is only designed by Shubman Gill to get sixes. So just going back to what Vedam rightly pointed out, I'm sure MS Dhoni's watched him. If along with the exact position that Devon Conway was in, if they can put a person in that sort of between fine leg and deep square, like if they can put a person there, that to me is my mind is the only way that they can perhaps get him out. But that said, Dhoni is going to put his best fielder at mid on and tell him to not do what Tim David did when Shubman Gill was on 30.
Absolutely. I can expect that as well. Just put somebody right there between mid-on and mid-wicket and bowl into him, a slow delivery, and maybe, just maybe, they might get lucky. But on the other side, now, everywhere MS Dhoni has gone, Vedam, it's been a sea of yellow, right? He could be playing in Delhi, and I remember there were a few acquaintances who wanted tickets for the Delhi match, and I tried, but they said, look, it could be Dhoni's last match here that we'll be seeing in Delhi, and I couldn't find any passes for them. And of course, tickets were all sold out. That's been the craze. That's been this Dhoni mania that we've been seeing, right? It's not going to change today as well. Given that, first of all, GT is not as old a franchise, so the loyalty is still probably not as much there. And of course, Dhoni being Dhoni and CSK being, the second most successful team, we'll see this. But a lot of this is also this fear that he may not come back again. Isn't that so? He's not said it, but I feel like every time someone's going to watch him, it's like, maybe we won't be seeing him again, which is what is going to happen today as well. Are we seeing Dhoni in the last final of the IPL?
Very, very good question, Meha. I think Dhoni is the guy who has to answer that. But having said that, yes, Dhoni is a cult figure. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going to say something very, very unpopular. I think Dhoni is more like a Davis Cup non-playing captain, really.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to hurt the bowlers. The Dhoni who could take the bowlers to the cleaners, I think he's done and dusted. Does he have it for one more time? We all wish he did. And I don't know if it will happen this time. But I think that is gone. That is really gone. And he's not really going to be the impact player. I mean, the real impact player that we'd look forward to. Because earlier, Dhoni could take a match deep and then turn the match around with some 25, 30 runs in the last over or two. And everybody will be looking bewildered, especially the bowlers. And it used to become a lot of mind games. And Dhoni, the batsman, would more or less, virtually, let me put it this way, 90% of the time, he would surge ahead. But I don't think we are going to see that Dhoni again. I think that is in the past, and we're not going to see it again. And that's a tragedy. There's another person also whom I would like to talk about for a brief while. That's Rashid Khan, the way he was handled earlier and how he's handled now. Earlier, all IPL teams used to just play out his overs. And, they used to give him those 4 overs and not try to do anything. But now they're going after him pretty successfully. And that's making a lot of difference. Rashid Khan is still getting wickets, but they're now not worried about going after him. So I think Dhoni on that side and Rashid Khan on this side, I think they have seen their best days.
Okay, now the news from Narendra Modi Stadium, news from Ahmedabad is the toss is delayed due to rain, which was expected. I'll get you the update as and when I get it. But is Rohit still with us or has he left? Okay, Rohit is still with us. Rohit, is there any update on the weather? Has it stopped by any chance in the time that we were talking? Because toss has been delayed, that I can see here. but
Yeah, the toss has been delayed by at least half an hour because it
okay.
is raining heavily right now. Only the happy point here is that the Ahmedabad residents will be really happy because the kind of respite they get because of this rain. It was really hot out here in the afternoon. Uh, Almost more than the 40 degrees temperature was there around between 2 and 3 p.m., which was getting reduced because of this rain. So they might be happy, but obviously all of them are here assembled here in the stadium to watch Dhoni and Hardik Pandya go head on with their troops in this match, and they want a great finale of IPL, 16th edition of the IPL. So, but yeah, toss has been delayed by at least 30 minutes, and we can't see the match starting before 8 p.m. IST. That much I can tell you.
So I can tell you, what I can tell you is that the residents of Ahmedabad would be happy that they've got some respite of from the heat there, but journalists would be very unhappy. So would be the fans, because it looks like, are in for a long night. What I can see now is that we'll get a match, but it'll start late. I'm seeing visuals of the stadium, of the pitch being covered, and it is raining heavily, and it's only gotten heavier. But yes, at what point will it stop is the question. Let's just continue then back to what we can expect from this final, the big final. But before that, for all of you who are just joining us, this is the breaking news that we're getting. That is that the final's been delayed. The start of play will be delayed as well. The toss has been delayed. It's raining heavily in Ahmedabad, and it doesn't look like that we will start anytime soon. Now, for all of you who are wondering what is the next thing that can happen if the match can happen, if at all they can even get 5 overs a side match, then the final will be decided on that. If that does not happen, then there is a reserve day for the final, which is tomorrow, and the final will be played tomorrow. But that's only in case you don't get even a 5 over a side game. Right now it's raining heavily, as you can see there. We'll also try to get you visuals of the pitch in the stadium. But right now toss has been delayed, and there is still no clarity on when we're likely to see the game begin. Now, having said that, there is another big news, and that is Ambati Rayudu. He has decided to retire after tonight's final. So, what will CSK do? Because there is a middle order spot that will open up next season. But Ambati Rayudu, who's been a big part of this team, and he has decided to retire as well. So that's the news that we're getting. With the news out of the way now, let's just get back to talking about what we can expect in this game. We've already spoken about our Shubman Gill and how CSK will be trying everything to stop him. But one thing, Jamie, that you and I were discussing in the last game was that when Shubman Gill plays like that, a lot of other things go unnoticed, which is what happened with Sai Sudarshan. And I felt that if Shubman Gill wasn't hitting at the strike rate that he was, it could be a problem. It could have been a problem for GT. As we've seen in the past, whenever Shubman Gill hasn't scored runs, they have struggled. So, why is it that Hardik Pandya is not sending Vijay Shankar, who is, their next best scorer this season, at number 3, or himself at number 3? Do you see that changing today?
I would hope it does change. And again, that number 3 spot, Meha, we've seen several players rotated in that situation. Now, there's a school of thought that says, no, actually, this happened once they'd actually got to 16 points and they were very, very comfortable of getting to the playoffs. So now let's try some experiment. There is some merit to that argument, but the bigger picture is in the first half, Sai Sudarshan played 6 matches, got some good runs. The average was high, but his strike rate was 125. Right. Now, the other person who you've largely tried at number 3 in the last few weeks is Vijay Shankar. Once Hardik Pandya decided that, I'm not going to bat at 3, largely after that 59 not out after which he took the blame on himself when they failed to chase on a small total. So whether it's by design, whether it is experimenting, whether it's because certain people aren't striking the ball as they would like to see, they have had this problem at number three. Now Sai Sudarshan gets 41, the striker is 138, the team retires him. You don't want to see someone retired because they're not doing the required job, right? Atharva Taire comes to mind in that Punjab match in Dharamshala,
Yeah.
and now Sai Sudarshan. Of course, Sai Sudarshan can prove us all wrong and come and smash a 50 and 28 balls this evening. But I would just want to see Gujarat go with someone who's been successful in that role. While he's batted at four, he's batted at five, he's batted at six. Vijay Shankar, to my mind, has done enough to get a longer run at number three. That 100 that Shubman Gill got against Bangalore, outstanding innings, 10 sixes. But Vijay Shankar got 53 at a strike rate of 151 batting at number three. Why in the world wouldn't you have that guy come and do the job again? You went back to someone who'd not batted there for a while. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm actually at a loss to guess who could walk out at number three because they have three options. Fourth option could be David Miller. You never know what they're thinking. I
Yeah.
just wish this team had a bit more stability. I know you're meant to be flexible in T20 cricket, but a bit of stability would not be amiss with this Gujarat team because what it does is, Meha, you have a misfiring. Excuse me, you have a misfiring Riddhiman Saha,
Yeah.
who's not done anything barring one innings in 16 innings, and then you have Shubman Gill, who's got 851 runs. But again, the pressure he knows Saha's not going to do much. Number three, I don't know who's going to come. Take some of that pressure off this fantastic young boy and put a dependable number three. And no disrespect, I don't think that dependable number three is Sai Sudarshan.
Okay, now this is an interesting one. I was just looking at the weather or other conditions interfering with Tata IPL 2022 playoff matches, 2023 in this case, and they're saying that the reserve day is available for the final on the 30th of May. I'll still get some clarity on this. I'm trying to understand what is going on here. But having said that, it is raining there in Ahmedabad and the rain's only gotten heavier. There's still no clarity on when the match will begin. It's a bit of a bummer though. Wouldn't have wanted this in an IPL final. But let's just continue this conversation. We've talked about Vijay Shankar. Vedam, how much of this will be about how their death bowling does? Because both these teams are two teams in this IPL who've had the best death bowling in this tournament, right? Matisha Pathirana doing this with Chennai Super Kings and Mohit Sharma for GT. I was looking at their numbers. Both these teams have been the best. Gujarat Titans slightly better, but CSK right out there. It's interesting how both of them also gone about doing completely different things. Pathirana with that slingy action, accuracy, pace, whereas Mohit Sharma with that backhanded, slower deliveries. You're getting results, but in different ways. How do you look at both these bowlers and who do you think will outplay the other tonight?
See, when you look at Pathirana, I mean, it's very difficult for a new batsman to come across a Pathirana and quickly get and try to hit him. Death overs, you really need to hit the ball. That's one of the reasons why I also feel that Sai Sudarshan is sent up rather than a little later. Because a little later, he could hold up a whole lot of things. If at all you need him in the 11, it's better to push him up and hope for the best at the top where he can, maybe throw his bat around and get at 125, 130. Because I think later down the batting order, he's not even going to get you run a ball, especially against the likes of Pathirana, where you just need to, you need to pray and hope for the best because he's got a sling action and most of the sling action, I feel, is sometimes coming below shoulder level, which I think is illegal. Shouldn't be allowed at all. And I think it's a question of time before the umpires really have a look at his bowling and say whether it should be allowed. People point at Malinga, but I don't think Malinga was going so underarm like Pathirana really is. And underarm bowling is not allowed, honestly. And but otherwise, he's really been a tough cookie to get away with. Mohit Sharma, what he has done is he's come with a whole lot of fresher or newer, slower delivery. He's not express pace. So if you really look at it, he actually bowls slow throughout. But he's come out with slower deliveries, the back of the hand ones, the googlies and other things. And I think when the batsmen are really going at him, that slight miss hit can make a lot of difference, especially on a big outfield. Yeah, he's really reaping the rewards of his experience and also his wily tricks. So I think both sides have got a sort of good what we call death over bowlers.
Yeah.
Because earlier, like I said, Rashid Khan used to be used in the death overs when the batsman would go at him and he would get some quick wickets, but that's not happening now. So if at all they have Rashid Khan's bowling, they just keep 1 over for him towards the death. Otherwise, they finish him off much quicker because batsmen are really, especially in this IPL, batsmen are going after him and quite successfully.
All right, the news from Ahmedabad that I'm getting is that it continues to pour. Is Rohit still with us? He is, then he can give us an update, Rohit. I'm told it's continuing to pour.
Yes. And lightning is there. Even in golf, if I can relate to golf, when it rains, you can still play, but when lightning strikes, you can't play. So here there is heavy lightning right now as we speak. One after the other, it is going on, and rain, it's pouring out here. So definitely the match is not going to start before 8. There is no possibility, and I don't see the toss happening before 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's already 7:14, and if it's still pouring and the pitch is covered, and there is no way we can see toss.
On the question of, I was just about to add something which you were asking earlier about Shubman Gill. Deepak Chahar has a better success rate against Gill, and he has got him out on a couple of occasions with his short deliveries, getting him out on caught around mid wicket, which Jamie was also mentioning about.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I was
be, somebody whom Dhoni would be actually telling or giving suggestions to as to how to get this guy out before he reaches 50. Definitely after 50, he is unstoppable.
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely.
can stop somebody like Shubman Gill.
Yeah, so last year, 2021, in fact, Deepak Chahar got him out twice in 18 balls. He gave away 21 runs. This year, 14 balls, 17 runs, 1 wicket. Deepak Chahar they'll try to get Deepak Chahar to bowl him out. He did get him out in the last game. But Vedam, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Rohit, what is the lag time from the moment the rain stop and the covers are taken off? How much time is required for that?
I think not less than 45 minutes, because in the last qualifier 2 we saw that very similar thing happening. It took around 40 minutes for the players, the umpires, the officials to come on the ground to just assess the conditions. By the time the super stoppers were on and the groundsmen were at work, removing the covers and doing all their things to get the outfield match ready.
Yeah.
That's 10 overs. That's 10 hours time.
Yeah.
See,
this is what 10 hours. Correct.
This is what I mentioned. KSCA doesn't put covers. They don't use covers. The ground is left open to the elements. Only the pitch is covered. Not even the bowlers run up. It's the sub-air system, which Rohit, you will know, is used at Augusta. Last time at Augusta also, there were heavy storms and rains. And the minute it stopped, they could play. It's a sub-air system at play. And it's the same American system which they've used at KSCA.
Vedam, I just want to correct
you. Sorry, I didn't get that.
They are also, they are also using the similar practices here like the KSCA. They are also just covering all the pitches and the bowlers run up. They are not covering the entire outfield or any other portions of the ground. So, which might answer some of your questions. If they are just putting it on the spit.
Taking 45 minutes?
Looks
so
like
why is it taking 45 minutes?
Yeah, that question I can't answer. Obviously, the GCA management from the Gujarat Cricket Association can answer that, because super stoppers were on last time as well, and the groundsmen were still at work still.
Okay, so even as we try to figure out what's the next thing that we can expect, what we do know at the moment is that it is raining, and it's raining heavily, and it continues to rain. So the toss is delayed, match is going to be delayed. Hopefully, we'll not see any loss of overs, because if the match begins by 9:40 latest, you'll still get a full game. It'll go into tomorrow. It'll finish after 12 a.m. today, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's also then continue having this conversation on the two teams and their philosophy, Jamie. It's what is exciting really for CSK and GT fans is that you have a mentor and a protege. I mean, I was talking about this the last time when Gujarat Titans lost to Chennai Super Kings in qualifier 1. The number of times Hardik Pandya went and hugged MS Dhoni. So you know that there is this bromance. You also know that he really looks up to MS Dhoni. A lot of players do. All of them, in fact, do. But how do you see this playing out, that it's not just what he sees in MS Dhoni as his mentor, but the teams themselves, the franchises themselves having adopted similar ideology to have, players feel comfortable, to make sure that they're given a longer run, all of that. Also, of course, Hardik Pandya's captaincy. Are they following CSK's model?
It would look to some degree that they are following, but again, they're two very, very different captains, and I think the teams are very, very different. Hardik Pandya had a team which, I mean, I'm not surprised that Mohammad Shami has 28 wickets, Rashid Khan has 27 wickets, and now Mohit Sharma has 24 wickets, right? You look at the problems, Meha, that Chennai have had to deal with, especially the first few weeks. Four bowlers not fit. Only MS Dhoni has the skill, the tenacity, the patience, whatever you want to call it. Only MS Dhoni could have taken that team, which looked crocked, into the IPL final. Could Hardik Pandya have done that with a team missing four bowlers? I would wager no. This is not a slight on him. He just not reached that level of captaincy which MS Dhoni has. And again, that's because Dhoni started years before. But the good thing is, like we've discussed before, that winning environment, that positive environment, that definitely seems to be the case inside the Gujarat Titans dressing room, right? There's a reason this team has topped the table 20 points. The reason they're here in the final because they're doing a lot of things right. And I have no doubt that Hardik Pandya will be leading the Indian team on a full-time basis in a couple months. He'll definitely lead them at the T20 World Cup in the West Indies next year. But whatever time Hardik Pandya gets to spend around MS Dhoni, I hope he's picking his brain because Hardik he's got the coolness, he's got the attitude, he's got the brain. Last year was testament that he could handle the pressure of being the captain, being a power play bowler, being a death overs bowler, batting at 3, batting at 4, and also finishing. When you can do that and lead your team to the title, you're clearly on the right path. But I think the gap between him and Dhoni is a long, long, long way ahead. If they happen to win this final, I don't think it's going to happen tonight. We're probably looking at a reserve day tomorrow. If Hardik Pandya can lead Gujarat Titans, to the double, this year, then we can start saying, okay, maybe he's imbibed a lot more from Dhoni. I'm just not sure we're at that stage right now. That's just my view on this.
Okay. For all of you who are joining us now, as you can see there on your screens, the toss has been delayed because it's raining heavily in Ahmedabad. 9:40 is the cutoff time for full 20 overs. So if you're able to start the game by 9:40, we'll get 20 overs. After that, there'll be loss of overs. The other thing being that there is a reserve day for this final, which will be tomorrow. But that reserve day rule comes into effect only if you're not able to get 5 overs a side game today. For that, the cutoff is 11:56. So there is a lot of time, for the game to start. The allocated time is, we have enough time, but can the rain stop? That's the big question right now because it's still pouring. We had our colleague Rohit Bhardwaj, who was there, stuck in a parking lot, trying to get us the latest from there. And what he told us was that it's still raining heavily and there are puddles in the outfield. Of course, the wicket is covered. And hopefully, the drainage system and is good, and we can get a full game. But that's the breaking news right now. Bit of a bummer. In fact, this is the worst timing that we can see. We were all looking forward to this big final. Two of the best teams of this IPL will be playing in this final. CSK with MS Dhoni leading from the front. MS Dhoni, who's gone everywhere, has seen a sea of yellow because people are coming to support the legend, thinking that maybe this is the last time they'll get to see him play, versus his protege, as I've been saying, Hardik Pandya, who's really followed in MS Dhoni's footsteps when it comes to captaincy, when it comes to just dealing with the media, all of it. So this would have been an exciting one. Hopefully, rain stops quickly, and you know, we can get a match, and we can get a full match, because that's what this final and this tournament deserves. I don't think anybody will be happy with a 5-over shootout. I think we want a full game, and I'm sure all the fans, people watching, would want this. Yeah, so yes, there is a reserve day. We will go into a reserve day. A direct super over will come into play if there is no play on the reserve day. So this is what I am getting to know about the reserve day. Okay, just quick questions then from our guests here before I wrap this up. Hopefully we'll get a full game, because that's what we want, gentlemen. I mean, at the end of it all. For all the days that we've sat and we watched these games, the least we want is both Shubman Gill and, you know, MS Dhoni to go out there. Possibly this is MS Dhoni's one last time. Possibly Shubman Gill can score 122 and match Virat Kohli's 900 plus. This could be his 4th 100. There's so much that one was expecting. There was so much to look forward to. But here we are discussing weather, and we've become weather experts. Your last thoughts before I let you go? Let's begin with Vedam, and then I'll come to Jamie.
Yeah, Meha, 9:40. It's too late. Way too late. Let's put it this way: if the covers are not taken off by 9 o'clock, it's not going to start at 9:40.
Yeah.
Like you rightly said, there's no point having a 5 hours a side game. At the same time, I honestly feel there's no point even starting the match at 9:40. You'll be too tired to even upload some good shots. So the best thing I would suggest is call off play today, take a chance tomorrow. Otherwise, you always have the super over.
Jamie?
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. It's not about what I want to or do not want to do with the rest of my night with all the work lined up. It becomes a farce, right? Of course, you don't expect rain to come and play spoils it, but you do not want the IPL final turning into a farce. There actually is some doubt about whether there is a reserve day. I'm reading on Crickbuzz that there is no reserve day, so a lot of doubt. I'm sure all the reporters are all scrambling together to figure out who's right, who's wrong. It's just adding to the overall just bad feeling we're getting from this match. The visuals that I'm seeing behind from people who are at the ground, this is not starting anytime soon. I don't think a match is happening this evening.
Yeah, you're right. Now, there is confusion because there are some websites that are reporting that there is no reserve day. Anyway, I think we've come to the end of this. Thank you so much, Jamie Alter, as well as Vedam Jaishankar. Well, hopefully we'll get a game. And if there's no reserve day, then at least we'll get, 10 overs aside. Give us something. But if there is a reserve day, then maybe if it doesn't stop till, say, 9:40 or something, or, if we go really late into the night, then I think what fans deserve is a full game, which can happen tomorrow if there's a reserve day. But as of now, it's raining there. We still don't have any clarity on when the match will start, hopefully soon. That's it from us. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.